Hello and welcome to another exciting class on ExamPadi. Our topic today is energy and society, and in this lesson we will 1. Identify the sources of energy. 2. Distinguish between renewable and non-renewable energy. 3. Enumerate the uses of energy. 4. Explain the concept of energy diversification and conservation. 5. Analyze the impact of energy use such as global warming and greenhouse effect. And lastly, we will evaluate energy crisis. In the human society, the term energy is used as a synonym of energy resources and most often refers to substances like fuel, petroleum products, and electricity in general. There are many energy resources now available to the society. These are 1. Petroleum and natural gas, also known as fossil fuel. 2. Nuclear energy. 3. Solar energy. 4. Wind energy. 5. Hydroelectric energy. 6. Geothermal energy. 7. Energy from the coal wood. 8. Tidal and ocean. And lastly, biomass. Let's take a look at renewable and non-renewable energy. Renewable energy resources are those that can be replaced as they are used up. They can be continually replenished as they are exploited and utilized. Examples are 1. Solar energy. 2. Wind energy. 3. Biomass. 4. Tidal power. 5. Water or hydroelectric power. And lastly, biofuel. Non-renewable energy resources are those that cannot be replaced as they are used up. Examples are nuclear energy from radioactive materials, petroleum and natural gas, coal and wood, and other fuel that are classified as fossil fuel. What are the uses of energy? The use of energy has been a key in the development of human society by helping it to control and adapt to the environment. In most countries, the development of energy resources has become essential in the following areas. 1. Agricultural irrigation. 2. All forms of transportation. 3. Waste collection and recycling. 4. Information technology. 5. Communication. 6. Electricity supply to homes and running industrial machinery. And lastly, for heating or cooling of homes. What do you understand by energy diversification and conservation? Energy diversification means using different energy sources, suppliers, and transportation routes to reduce dependence on a single resource or provider. A country that diversifies its energy mix insulates itself from energy disruptions and strengthens its energy security. Diversification cannot protect importing countries from market risks such as fluctuations in supply or pricing, but it can reduce the risk posed by political unrest or natural disasters. What are the benefits of energy diversification? The benefits of energy diversification are as follows. 1. Political independence. When one country relies on another to supply the majority of its energy needs, it exposes itself to intimidation, coercion, and manipulation by its supplier. Spreading energy needs across a variety of suppliers enables the importing country to reduce its dependence on a single supplier and bolster its independence in world politics. 2. Economic growth. Energy diversification encourages economic growth. Drawing energy from multiple sources and suppliers insulates the importing nation from energy disruptions when one source or supplier is unable or unwilling to meet demand. Energy diversification ensures continued energy security, which provides a fertile climate for entrepreneurship, innovation, and research and development. 3. Environmental protection. Developing renewable resources such as solar and wind power, diminishes the threat of energy scarcity. Renewable resources emit little or no pollutants and have minimal impact on the environment. Investment in renewable energy also spurs innovation and job growth. How can a country diversify its energy mix? Each country has a unique blend of natural resources, energy demands, and geopolitical constraints, so that approaches to energy diversification will differ. However, some basic steps can be followed by all nations that aim to diversify their energy mix. 1. Create a policy framework that attracts investment by rewarding entrepreneurship, innovation, and constraining inefficiency and waste. 2. Partner with the private sector to identify and develop alternative energy sources. 3. Engage experts to identify the best mix of accessible domestic and non-domestic energy sources. And lastly, work with the international community to establish and enforce environmental standards related to energy exploration and generation. Energy conservation. Energy conservation is the effort to reduce wasteful energy consumption by using fewer energy services. This can be done by using energy more effectively, that is, using less energy for continuous service, or changing one's behavior to use less service. For example, driving less. Energy conservation can be achieved through efficient energy use, which has some advantages, including a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and a smaller carbon footprint, as well as costs, water, and energy savings. Green engineering practices improves the life cycle of the components of machine, which convert energy from one form into another. Greenhouse effects and global warming. Greenhouse effects and global warming refers to the increasing temperature of the Earth's climate system and its related effects. Scientific evidence has conclusively proven that the Earth's temperature is in fact rising and has risen by 0.85 degrees centigrade. This has an impact that has affected different regions differently. The effects includes rising sea levels, retreating glaciers, loss of sea ice in the poles, warming global temperature, changing precipitation, expansion of deserts, and so on and so forth. This raises significant threats for humans, such as food security from decreasing crop yields and submergence of a low-lying area due to the rising sea. To prevent irreversible damage to the delicate ecosystem on Earth, scientists have decided that global warming should be limited to a maximum of 2.0 degrees centigrade relative to pre-industrial levels. The greenhouse effect plays an important role in the rising temperature. Hence, to restrict global warming, we need to limit the greenhouse effect and the gaseous emissions that causes the greenhouse effect. Are you aware that 14 of the 15 years in the 21st century have been the hottest years on record, with constant occurrences of extreme weather, cyclones, droughts, floods, and so on? All these events, in some way or another, are associated with the greenhouse effect and global warming. What do you understand by greenhouse gases? This is an increase in the ambient temperature of Earth, which will negatively affect life on Earth. Do you know that excessive burning of fossil fuels, such as petrol, coal, and so on, have resulted in an increase in the number of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, resulting in a phenomenon known as global warming? Greenhouse gases are an increase in the ambient temperature of Earth, which will negatively affect life on Earth. The following are the examples of greenhouse gases: water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and ozone. Causes of greenhouse effect. The following are the factors that are responsible for the cause of greenhouse effect. 1. Deforestation. This is due to the reduction in the release of oxygen and absorption of carbon dioxide by the plants. 2. Fossil fuel burning. Fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gases are used as a means of energy, which releases a huge amount of harmful gases into the environment. And lastly, population. As the population increases, the need for space increases, which again results in deforestation. 1. Afforestation. Afforestation on a large-scale area helps in decreasing the release of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. 2. Conservation of energy. Switching to renewable sources of energy, such as solar energy, wind energy, and so on, will reduce the use of fossil fuels. This eventually reduces the release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. 3. Policy intervention. This is when the government comes up with strict policies to maintain the overall air quality of the city. Let's take a look at the environmental impact of energy use. The greenhouse effect and global warming are one of the major problems that the world is facing today. The absorbed energy is radiated out of the earth in the form of infrared waves. These infrared waves warm the atmosphere above the earth. The atmosphere again radiates this energy it received from the earth, both upward and downwards. The energy sent downwards results in a higher equilibrium temperature than if greenhouse gases were absent. This greenhouse effect is essential to supporting life on Earth. Let's take a look at what energy crisis is. The term energy crisis is usually defined as any significant shortage in energy supply to a country or region. More specifically, the term is used to refer to a shortage of a specific energy source at a specific time in a specific place. What are the causes of energy crisis? 1. Wars. The gasoline shortages of World War II brought about the resurgence of horse and wagon delivery. 2. Market manipulation. Most energy crises have been caused by localized shortages and wars. 3. Government actions. Some have argued that government actions like tax hikes, nationalization of energy companies, and regulation of the energy sector shift supply and demand of energy away from its economic equilibrium. 4. A crisis can develop due to industrial actions like union-organized strikes and government embargoes. The cause may be overconsumption, aging infrastructure, choke point disruption, or bottlenecks at oil refineries and port facilities that restrict fuel supply. An emergency may emerge during very cold winters due to increased consumption of energy. Importance of energy resources. The importance of energy resources includes the following. 1. It aids in the melting, lifting, and lighting of heavy industries. 2. It helps in water filtration and irrigation, tilling and harvesting machinery in agriculture. 3. It aids in domestic activities such as gas and electricity for heating, cooking, and cleaning. 4. It serves as a source of fuel, e.g., transportation. And lastly, it is used as source of ventilation and equipment usage in healthcare. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Answer the following questions to assess yourself on the just concluded lessons. 1. List 5 sources of energy. 2. Distinguish between renewable and non-renewable energy with examples. 3. Briefly explain what you understand by the term global warming. 4. Explain the term greenhouse effects. List 3 gases that causes greenhouse effects. And 5. List 3 ways to prevent greenhouse effects. Thank you for learning about energy and the society with me. I believe you have learned one or two. See you in our next video. Bye.